New York real estate in the Marvel comic universe is probably dirt cheap given how often it gets destroyed. I wonder how high their tax rates are though, since it gets destroyed often, and they have to clean up Spider-Man's web slings all over the city too. New York City would have superhero insurance. They somewhat addressed this as the first season of Daredevil. It's how Fisk and company were able to profit from the destruction of New York City. I wonder if hero insurance exists in case your apartment gets bodied by the Hulk or something. Getting a song stuck in your head wouldn't be so bad if it was the full song instead of 10 seconds on loop. I read something once where the reason a song gets stuck is because your brain literally can't remember the proper next bit. So it's just repeating the part that it does know until you hear something else that gets stuck or hear the whole song. That's why shitty songs like Taylor Swift get stuck when we don't even like them. I once got the same, but a feel good incorporated stuck in my head for a day. Must have spent ages mumbling to myself like feel good. Shapadappadappadap feel good. Shapadappadappadap feel good. In the main hook to Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys, I never actually heard the words intergalactic, planetary. I always thought it was just some weird robot mouth harp noise. It wasn't until Adam Yorch died that I realized it was saying intergalactic, planetary, over and over again. For about 3 weeks I had the goldfish theme stuck my head. Every time I stopped focusing on a task my brain just filled with I love fishes cause they're so delicious. Good news is, I'm immune to that song now. Earwig antibodies murdered that song for me. I love the fishes cause it's so delicious. Unborn babies are the only people allowed to kick pregnant women. Therefore, everyone has kicked a pregnant woman. Oh, he's gonna be a little soccer player. When I was pregnant my co-worker would yell, let's play the game called Kick the Pregnant Chick, then would use the toe of his shoe to tap the bottom of my boots. The horrified looks we'd receive from customers always made us laugh. When I first read this, I read unicorn babies and was so confused. If you are a gamer, there is a high chance that someone somewhere in the world screamed your username in rage. In GTA Online PC, when you kill someone you can hear their mic for a few seconds right after death, even if their mic settings are set to friends only. I don't know if this is a bug or feature as I have never seen it mentioned anywhere. I have only experienced it. I've heard my name screamed in anger a few times when they thought only their friends can hear it. It's even more pleasing to hear your username screamed in frustration at a LAN party. Unless you are an absolute noob. Babros, you son of a bitch.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Pornhub comments are civil because everyone has had a hit of dopamine. I don't know, man. I see a lot of dicks on that site. Why act like a jerk when you can jerk off instead? Live cam chat is weird. A lady is dancing around naked and guys are just chatting about the weather and shit. Legit saw someone ask for homework help on Pornhub and he actually got help. Lots of it. You are probably closer to being a millionaire than Bill Gates. Yeah, only $1 million more to go. Price is Right rules. If Bill Gates tells me he would slap me for money, I'd do it. You are probably closer to having 50 cents than 50 cent. Alcohol is interesting. You drink it to celebrate. You drink it to mourn. You drink it when you're happy and also when you're sad. You drink it to remember the good times and you drink it to forget. Bukowski nailed it. That's the problem with drinking, I thought, as I poured myself a drink. If something bad happens you drink in an attempt to forget. If something good happens you drink in order to celebrate. And if nothing happens you drink to make something happen. I drink it because I'm an alcoholic. Liquor may not solve all your problems, but it's worth a shot. The cause and solution to all life's problems. Homer Simpson. If an object is large enough, it becomes a location. If a location is large enough it becomes a nation, and you can vacation to a location within a nation. Can't wait to travel to Yo Mama. Why does an object need to be large? Hey, meet me at the t-shirt stand at the mall. Need a Vsauce video on this as soon as possible.
Hey, Vsauce! Michael here.
Grass is fucking weird. It's a living organism, and it's everywhere. There's so much of it, and it will probably never go extinct. It's so common that its absence would actually be more noticeable than its existence. Nobody ever thinks about it, but it gets even weirder if you think about it longer. Dude, how high are you right now? Grass really is amazing. Grazed or cut to the ground, it'll come back, as long as the roots survive. Brown and dry in dormancy, a little rain and it bounces right back healthy and green. Remarkably resilient stuff. I'm just waiting for it to dry off from this morning's rain, so I can mow my backyard. The wooden floor in your room are the bones of once living organisms. We are all dinosaur poop. A McDonald's on Mars will be open 25 hours and 687 days a year. Yet their ice cream machine will still be down most of the time. A Venusian McDonald's would be open 5,838 hours a day. And will still somehow have drug addicts hanging out in the parking lot asking customers for Mars money. Hey, let me get on Mars bar. Somewhere in the world there is one penguin who is the most gnarly, hardcore, badass penguin living by penguin standards, and to us it just looks like another chubby little bird. The Chuck Norris of penguins is actually a leopard seal. All hail most gnarly, hardcore, badass penguin. By the way, you might notice that in spite of your numerous distinctive features, I never gave you a name like Scar or Stripe or Goliath. That's because, to me, you aren't special. You were special to rats. Now they're dead. I guess it was me you should have impressed. Kowalski analysis. Somebody in war at some point probably no-scoped someone with a sniper. Only problem is they don't know if they killed them, because there isn't anything that shows their kills. My dad's friend was a sniper in Vietnam. We were on a bowling league together. He told us a story about turning a corner on a trail and basically running into a Viet Cong soldier. He hip-fired and killed him. Carlos Hathcock is crediting with killing an enemy sniper by shooting through his enemy's scope into his eye. That's usually something that only happens in movies. But did they 360 no-scope them? Probably not, the noobs. The child of a mermaid and a centaur has a 1 in 4 chance of being a normal human. Is that where seahorses come from? Where does it get human legs from? Everyone is wondering where the human legs would come from, while I'm trying to work out how the fuck a mermaid has sex. That's not the disturbing part. Centaurs have 4 lungs, mermaids have 1 pair, and assuming gills either on their neck or alongside the actual hip part, the child could be a heaving air-sucking mess that in fact quickly suffocated on dry land if the wiring gets wrong. How fast you go up the stairs is a good indication of which mood you're in. Most of the time I'm trying to outrun the demons after I've turned out the lights. Anyone else grow up doing 2 steps at a time, and now 1 step at a time, feels sad and unnatural? It's all about cadence. A high cadence single step stride is more efficient than 2 or 3 step, slow cadence stair mashing. The higher cadence single step will feel a little awkward until you adapt, but it's worth the effort. With or without my walker and oxygen tank? The sun is 92.96 million miles away and can still burn your skin. Unless you rub some cream on yourself. And that's with magnetic and atmospheric earth shields. If you'd been at that distance from the sun in open space, burnt skin would be least of your problems. It's a nuclear reactor 1,300,000 times size of the Earth. It's not because of heat, it's cause of the radiation damaging your cells. It doesn't matter how far away, you can still get burned by the radiation. Disappearing ozone layer doesn't help, but it does regenerate naturally. The distance just to melt my ice cream. At night in the woods, A little girl's laugh is much more horrifying than a lion's roar. Now I want to hang little solar powered motion sensors in random spots in the forest, which plays a random assortment of little girl laughs when the sensor is tripped. Other way around for me. If it's a little girl, I'd be kinda scared and get the chills, but at the same time I'd be curious why there is a voice like that in the middle of woods, while if it's a lion's roar I'd be like noping out of there ASAP. I wouldn't be late out in the woods alone anyway. Hopefully not. I'm lying in bed reading this, and honestly imagining the little girl's laugh is giving serious anxiety right now. I live in the forest. When foxes are in heat, they make a scream like a woman getting murdered. It scares the bejesus out of you at night. Thank you for watching. What was your favorite comment? I hope the fox screaming does not give you nightmares.